Hello, this is Rush619, and I'm here to talk to you about some important and pressing matters. Okay, not really. As I mentioned numerous times, I'm in love with crazy bloody girls. And in my time of watching anime and reading manga, I've come across numerous kinds of crazy girls. And today I'm here to honor some of the ones that really stood out above the rest. Ladies and gentlemen, these are my top 5 favorite Yanderes. Now let me just get this out of the way. Even though I'm calling this video my top 5 favorite Yanderes, the truth is that I also include Yangeris in this video. Now for those that don't know what either of these words mean, here's a quick recap. Yanderes, a personality that is initially extremely loving and gentle, then at one point becomes deranged or psychotic. Yangeris, characters who snap suddenly out of jealousy, irritation, or something similar. The main difference being that the thing that causes Yanderes to go crazy is usually something revolving around romantic feelings for a character, while Yangeris' reasons for going crazy usually vary. Either way, in essence, Yanderes and Yangeris are basically more or less the same to me. I both consider them Yandericos. I wasn't really sure if there were people that were going to nitpick about this. I just wanted to get that out of the way. Alright, now without further ado, let's get this thing on the road. Number 5. Kaede Fuyo from the anime Shuffle. Now here's a character I can really obsess over. Things I liked about Kaede. 1. She's cute. 2. She's a childhood friend. 3. She's disturbingly cute. 4. She's insanely obsessive. Need I say more? Kaede is a great example of a love-struck yandere. She's the childhood friend of the main protagonist, Rin. Like all yanderes, she at first appears to be a kind and gentle girl, but has some darker past that she hides behind her innocent smile. As the story progresses, her friend Rin becomes somewhat distant to Kaede and spends more time with her best friend Asa. As Rin continues his relationship with Asa, Kaede's emotional state becomes increasingly unstable, even getting to the point where she threatens Asa with death and attempts to kill her with a box cutter. When it seems like Rin may decide on leaving the house, Kaede actually goes as far as snuggling up to him while he's sleeping, nude, and pleads to Rin to stay with her. I truthfully sympathize with Kaede. Then again, I have a weakness for the childhood friend characters. I simply adored this character, both when she was sane and when she was insane. Kaede Fuyo, making you think twice about the cute girls. Number 4. Ami Hyuga from the Machine Girl. Now I know what you're thinking. This isn't an anime girl. What's she doing on the list? Well, the thing about that is, despite her not being an anime girl, she still meets the qualifications of a yanderiko. Let me try to sum up her story as quickly as possible. Her parents commit suicide due to some murder allegations, leaving her and her brothers to fend for themselves. Brother gets killed by the son of a yakuza, so Ami does the thing any sane person would do, goes on a murderous rampage and kills the one responsible for his death. Yeah, things don't go quite as planned, and she pretty much loses an arm in the process, blah blah blah, gets a badass machine gun arm, kills some ninjas, blah blah blah, avenges a brother, end of story. Overall, this girl can be downright insane when she needs to be. One of my favorite scenes is actually before she gets the machine gun arm, when she beheads one of the bullies of her brother, puts it in the stew his mother is cooking. She looks in the stew and is all like, "Oh no, Ryota," and then bleh! And then she takes the son's headless body and sprays his blood over the dad that's taking a bath. Ami is also the first girl that was able to pull off the bloody girl look without completely overdoing it. And it's for these exact reasons that's number 4 on my list. Ami Hyuga, making schoolgirls badass again. Number 3. Hummingbird, aka Minatsuki Takami, from the manga Dead Man Wonderland. Now where do I begin with this character? She comes off as the cute innocent girl, and draws both the main character Ganta, and the reader into a false sense of security. However, once she gets into the ring with the main character, she turns completely apeshit insane. She reveals that she only lied to Ganta to fool him, and that she's actually quite sadistic. She also has a habit of using the words "come" quite often. She enjoys seeing others suffer and explains how seeing their faces in pain makes her come. In fact, sometimes I don't even know half the stuff she's saying. Like, with this for example. What's that even mean? Anyway, as is the tradition that seems to be so common in some animes, once she loses to the main character, she does become less crazy. That's not to say she stops being crazy altogether, she still does have her moments, but they are used for more comical purposes. Mainly, it's her completely insane look and attitude that keeps me interested in this character. Hummingbird, reminding you it's always the quiet ones. Number 2. Rin Ryugu from the anime Higurashi. This girl here is the one girl that really opened my eyes to the world of yanderes. She was the first character that showed me that a schoolgirl can be completely insane and still look ridiculously adorable. The minute I saw Rena, I just knew she was going to be my favorite. I don't know if it was the uniform or a strange addiction to cute things, but something just clicked after the first episode. Similar to Kaede, she does have a darker past that she hides from the others. Another thing that always got to me was Rena's Oyashiro freakouts. Rena is blindly loyal to Hinamizawa's guardian god Oyashiro. Even when she hasn't snapped, if you joke around about Oyashiro, she freaks. End of story. Ren Ryugu, you gonna get taken home. Now, as just a giant tease to all you watching, before I list my #1 favorite yandere, I'm gonna look back at the few characters that didn't quite make my list. Kotonoha Katsura from School Days. Now, I know some people really do like this character and this anime. In all honesty, I thought the anime was okay. It wasn't my favorite. I didn't exactly regret watching it either. The manga ending was good, as were all the game endings. My favorite in particular being the one where Kotonoha commits suicide. Jeez, I just get chills thinking about that smile. The anime ending was also okay, and okay, I gotta admit, it was a nice boat. Okay, everyone's used the nice boat line, I had to. And as for Kotonoha herself, she was okay. I honestly don't really care much for her. There was something about her that I just didn't like. Now, what was it again? Never mind, it'll come to me. Kotonoha was my original number 5, but was bumped by Kaede. I felt Kaede made more sense as a yandere. With Kaede, we understand why she's protective of Rin, but as far as Kotonoha and Makoto, they never really had any chemistry or history together, and this is what kept her off my list. Mitsuko Soma from Battle Royale. Okay, now I know Mitsuko fans are gonna hate me for this, and for that, I apologize. I love this series, but Mitsuko is possibly one of my least favorite characters. I do not consider her a yandere in any aspects. I think she's more fits the yongiri profile, at least. A yandere starts off as a kind and gentle girl. Mitsuko does not. She's really more of a stereotypical high school bitch than yandere. Once they're put on the island, she just becomes a crazy high school bitch. When she does kill, she'll do it sadistically. I'll give her that much. Although, what I really did like about Mitsuko in the manga was her doll representation. Throughout certain parts of the manga, we will see Mitsuko represented as a giant stuffed doll. When her past is explained and we see the doll, it looks brand new, but as the story continues, the doll becomes more torn as Mitsuko seems to lose her touch with reality. One of my favorite scenes with her, aside from her showdown with Kiriyama, is when the only boy she actually cared for is dying before her eyes. Some otaku kid. Go figure. She basically has sex with him because she thinks it will somehow heal him. Yeah, you can probably guess how that turned out. And as I was reading the novel and with her final scene, she was like, "Oh, I just shot you in the back and now you're dead." "What? Now I've been shot in the back? Haha, I just shot you in the chest. Oh, wait, you're wearing a bulletproof vest? Drat, now I'm dead." And then her face became a strawberry pie. I'm not kidding, that's how the book describes her face after being shot. A smashed-in strawberry pie. Like this! In the movie it was pretty much the same thing. She gets shot a bunch by Kiriyama. This time playing possum and actually fights back. But like in the novel, the bulletproof vest being her downfall. Now my favorite version of her death has to be the manga version. For this version, she attempts at seducing Kiriyama, which becomes her epic fail, which is just hilarious. When I first read this part, I was cracking up with laughter. As her attempted seducing fails, she begins to slowly lose her mind. Of course, all Kiriyama does is just shoot her randomly and sends her flying all over the place. Totally nude, might I add. During the last minute of the fight, Mitsuko pleads with Kiriyama to see reason, and she sorta screams about her true daddy. For a while it seems Kiriyama hesitates on pulling the trigger, but it turned out his finger got some sort of carpal tunnel, so he just switches hands and shoots her square in the face. So how does Kiriyama solve this finger problem? Well, he does the logical thing and rips open his arm, tapes back some nerves, and well, problem solved. Yeah, don't ask me how that fixed it, I just go with whatever Kiriyama does. Hell, I could just talk about how simply badass Kiriyama is for about 10 minutes. But that's a video for another time. Anyway, on to the next girl.